All right, students, in our last video we put in the Add button, and now we're going to do the Show Data button, which starts at step 17, and this is the part where we have to create procedures. We are going to create 3 procedures, and what the text is telling us is to drag these out from the Procedures drawer and name them the way that you see here. So I'm going to show you how that's done. Remember, our drawers are on the left here, and the Procedures drawer is at the bottom. I'm going to pull one out. How many do we need? In that pause, you should have answered to yourself 3. I can certainly drag out 2 more, or I can right-click and duplicate, or I can make sure it's highlighted. I can copy on the Windows keyboard, Control-C, and Control-V to paste. So 3 ways you can get those. And again, if we look back, display sum using camel case, display average, display data list. So I have named my procedures here, as you can see, and if we go back to the text, it will tell us what to do next. And that is, we are going to do the code to make the Show Data button work. So it's asking you to pull the Show Data button.click event handler out of the drawers. So we go here to our code. Now here's our control drawers, that tan color, but we actually want to go down and get it right from the Show Data button in our left-hand menu here. Show Data button.click is the one that we want. Now what it tells us is that we want to go to the procedures and get out the call display sum, call display average, call display data list, and because we've created those procedures here, the call blocks now appear in this menu. So I'm going to grab it and put it here. I'm going to grab sum and put it in, and I am going to grab the display list and put it in, and I'm just doing it in the order that it showed in our text. So now, here's my question, and I'll give a pause afterwards for you to answer. If we click the Show Data button in our app, what's going to happen? Is it going to do anything? In that pause, you should have answered no. Although we put these procedure blocks in the button click do event handler, we've got nothing yet in our procedures. We have to build the code inside these procedures, and that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to start with the display sum because that's what the text does, and I'm going to just double click and minimize these so I've got some room to work. Going back to the text, there is a flow chart that describes what is happening when we are doing the sum procedure. That's there in the text for you to view. I'm going to skip past it so this video isn't long. I first have to do what it says here. I have to set the sum to 0 before the process starts. So I'm going to go back here. And I have my global sum variable already, so I'm going to go to the variable drawers. I'm going to click this, grab out the set, and I'm going to change it here to global sum, and I'm going to set it to 0. And what this does is each time I go to enter each time a new user goes to enter data, it starts the process over at 0. Now, going back here, it is asking me to go to the entry amounts variable that we created in the last video and to get the global entry amounts from there. So if we just hover over that menu, then we can grab this block. Again, I'll show you. Here is entry amounts. I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to I skipped a spot. We have to grab a for each item in list block. And we put that under setting the sum to 0. And then we put this right here. Now that's what we have done for this block here. The next thing we have to do is go and get the math blocks. We are actually going to do the addition here. You'll notice there are no actual numerals here, no numbers. We are going to add the variables, and what we'll actually be adding are not just random variables. The variables are placeholders for text or numbers that change. So we're going to, using this code, grab the most recent things entered by the user of the app. First thing it tells us to do in the code is to grab another set global sum block. So we're going to grab out the set variable block. In the menu, we're going to change it to global sum. And we're actually resetting from 0 to the math we tell it to do now. And we're going to need an addition math block that we're going to pull out. And we pulled it like that. Let's double check with the text. We need to get the global sum again, and then we need to add an item. And we've already told it for each item in the global entry amounts list. That is where people enter the number of flu cases. So we're going to get what the global sum is, which at the beginning is 0, and we're going to add the stuff that people entered right here. Get global sum plus global entry amounts. Going back to our text, we are almost done with this procedure. Step number 25 says add the block of code to display the value of sum in the total number label component. Here's your hint for what to do. The text is not showing you the code here. Total number label component, what they mean is, back in the designer view, it is the total patients is the label, and then here is the total number component. It's right here where it says 0. And then we go to our code view. Total number label, or total label, total number label. And here is what we've got. We are going to use one of these code blocks that is going to fit inside this area. So it's going to have a shape like this. And we want to display text, so you need to figure out which one of these it is. And then we have to display our total. So we are going to need another one of these shaped variable blocks. Now we are going to display the total sum. Gee, I wonder which one of these are we going to connect to that text under here to make that text appear. I'm going to let you figure that out, and I will help you in class if it does not work. We'll have another video for the app.